Well, now on the show, I want to take a look at a brand new film called Firebird that's getting some very exclusive screenings here in Australia. I know it's showing at Cinema Nova on the 17th. It's a great film called Firebird. Now, this film's kind of being billed as a controversial film that Putin doesn't want to see, doesn't want people seeing. I can't find any evidence of that at all online, except for in marketing literature. So I'm not 100% sure that it's true that Putin doesn't want you seeing this film. But basically, what it is about is it's set during the Cold War. It centers around a character called Sergei, played by Tom Pryor, who is training to be a Russian Air Force pilot. Now, his world is turned upside down when he gets a new leader at the base that he's at, called Roman, played by Oleg Zaganodol. And there's a romance that sparks between them, which, of course, in those days, during Cold War Russia, is frowned upon. It is mentioned in the film that homosexuality, or as they put it, a romance between two men, will get you 5 years hard labor in prison. Now, Sergei then finds himself in a very interesting situation because he kind of finds himself in a love triangle between himself, Roman, and one of his friends, Louisa, played by Diana Pozharskaya. It is an interesting enough film. It really, really holds your attention. It is largely a romance. I know with the military setting, a lot of people probably think, has it got a war element to it? Not really. It's more about people during the Cold War not being able to follow their dreams. Sergei is a gifted young pilot, and his commander is asking him to stay on and become an officer. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to chase his own dreams. Louisa quite often teases him about the fact that his dreams seem to change from day to day, but at one point in the film he has his heart set on becoming an actor after he's introduced to the theatre by Roman. But it also shows some of the brutality that was happening in the army at that time. There's a couple of leaders in the army here that are quite full on and quite brutal with the way that they treat the young privates. And that is shown that when Roman comes in, he's completely different. He wants to befriend those that are around him, but he soon finds himself the face of the allegations that are going on about homosexuality on the base. So this is an interesting film because you could say it's a queer love story, but at the same time it is also about people wanting to go for their own goals in life, but being prevented by this regime that they're in. It's brilliantly performed. Tom Pryor and Oleg Zaradine are fantastic in this film. The scenes between them are natural. They work really, really well. I also think that there's a lot of heart in this film. The director, screenwriter, Peter Rebane, has really put a lot of heart into this film. It feels like a film that naturally works. It doesn't feel like a film that had an agenda. It does expose this barbaric system that we had during the Cold War, that Russia had, I should say, about how gay men were treated, but it also exposes the brutality that was in the army in general as well. So it's an interesting snapshot of what life was like during the Cold War. There's a really poignant scene in this film where a character is telling a joke about Stalin and one of the officers walks in, and the tension in that scene is just absolutely amazing. So yeah, if you get the chance to go and check Firebird out, I know it's only being released in Australia for 1 day, but if you get the chance to go and check it out, you definitely won't be disappointed. I'm going to give this one 3.5 out of 5.